Good afternoon, or should I say evening, all you YouTubers and fans out there. This is KF7YEN with Ham Radio Logic, bringing to you another radio review. This time it is of the Alliance HD1. So therefore, since there's a lot of radio reviews out there telling you about on how to program the radio and so on and so forth, I will tell you my likes and dislikes about this radio, which I don't really have many dislikes, so that'll rule out any dislikes. One of my favorite things is it's a digital and analog radio. I got this radio from our friends at Redivis. He has a eBay shop on eBay. It's Redivis at ebay.com, but that doesn't describe whom he is. His name is John, and he has an eBay shop that sells the Alliance HD1 and other Redivis radios, such as the Redivis RT6 and others. He also sells antennas, repeaters, the mobile repeater. I'm pretty sure he deals with that. But I'd like to give you a shout out, John, from my channel, Ham Radio Logic, about this particular radio and your services. I give you 5 stars because you're wonderful. You're a wonderful shop, and I recommend this shop to anybody who's a ham radio enthusiast or somebody who's prepping for doomsday. Wow, that's wild. Doomsday. You never know what might come down the pipeline, though, because radios like this, as many have said, probably will not be the only source of communication you're going to need. You're going to need an HF rig that can go farther, that can get you out there a good distance. Without this, without the repeater, this radio on 10 watts can probably go a good maybe 15-20 miles. I wouldn't even particularly say that, maybe 8 miles at most, but you can probably get 20 miles out of this radio on a very good day with really good propagation, especially if you have a mobile repeater to go with it. But my suggestion would definitely be to buy an HF rig for those purposes, for emergency situations, grid down situations, and so forth. But anyways, what I like about this radio, another feature I like about this radio, it's dual band. it's easy to sorry about that. It's easy to front panel program. You can also get the program cable, which looks a lot like this. It also comes with this handy dandy charging dock here, which you can actually take the battery off the radio. That's another good feature, and you can put just the battery in the cradle. There's the program cable. This plugs right into the side. I can show you that. Alongside the battery, get you set up on you just make sure the radio is off first, which it is, it's off. Take and push up on this button right here. And the battery just slides right off the radio. And then when you go to charge it, you can just stick the battery itself right in the cradle and charge it. See, what I like about this feature is you can have a fully charged battery on your radio and have one in the charging dock charging, or staying float charged at the same instance as you're running your radio on the other battery. So you just, and it's IP67 waterproof rating. It has this little gasket around the battery connector leads right here on the back of the radio. It's got a nice seal around your programming and speaker microphone port. Dual programmable buttons to assign for, you can open your squelch, or you can assign it to go to a different group, or whatever the manual says that you can do with this particular radio. Big long PTT button, rugged PTT button on here. Get a better view of that there. And then you got your power on and volume switch. You got your channel rotary switch, your antenna, which is SMA female to male. So what that means is the antenna is SMA female, and on the top of the radio is SMA male. So screw that back on there. It's a little wonky, but you know, sometimes that happens. The programming cable basically you take this little dust cover off the side, and much like your Retevis RT6, the programming cable right here will... Sorry about the annoyance there. The passing ambulance. But you got the programming cable. It's a Motorola type programming cable. You got your thumb screw up here, which simply just goes onto there like that. There's a little notch which this prong slides into. Right there. That leg sits into that notch hole there, and then your thumb screw goes here. You tighten all that down, and then you plug the radio into your computer and get all the software and upgrades that you can possibly get for this radio. And then you could even build cold plugs to put in there to have your pre-programmed contact lists and so on. This radio also does promiscuous mode, which I like that, because then you can, instead of having to take all the time and effort to program every little detail into the radio, if there's a local DMR repeater or call group or anything like that around, it will pick it up in promiscuous mode. And that's on the digital side of things. Now, as I said, that this is a dual band UHF, VHF 136 through 174 megahertz, and then UHF 400 through 480 megahertz. Another thing I like about the Retevis Alliance setup is their user manuals. It's all very, very descriptive. It tells you a lot about the radio. It shows the different functionality of the radio. Shows you how to install the battery properly and the antenna. There it is for the antenna. It gives you a rundown of each thing that can be programmed into it. There's how you put the cable on for the programming, or your headset works the same way. But yeah, all really good English. It's very well written. Another good thing that I like about this radio is the functionality. Turn it back on while it's already on. Say you can use the exit to switch to your channel mode from frequency mode. That makes things really simple. Now with your Baofangs and Retevis RT6, you can't just hit that button and change between channel mode and frequency mode. with the Retevis RT6, you got to turn the radio off, and then you got to hit the menu button and then turn the radio back on at the same time that you're depressing the menu button, which makes operation a little bit difficult sometimes. Well, with the Retevis or with the Alliance HD1 or Alluance HD1, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Basically, that's it. That's how you change between your frequency mode and your channel mode. Then you got main set, where you can go inside. You can go inside there and do your squelch levels, voice prompt, save, zone name, Vox display, mic gain, hang up, TX channel, key define. I never really looked into that, what that was, but backlight, timer, key beep, which when you hit the keys, the individual keys on this, it will make a beep sound. Key lock, you can hit this button down here where it says lock right there in the corner where my thumb's at, or the hash key. You hit the hash key and you hold it, it will lock the keypad to where if you accidentally bump it, it won't knock you off frequency or off channel. Then you got channel mode, scan mode, save channel. That's where you can save your channels once you program it in. Delete channel, delete any unwanted channels. And Roger beep. Time, that's where you can set your time, your clock. Noise tail, basically a courtesy tail at the end of your transmission, so it gives other people time to come into the conversation if they have anything to say. And go back out of there. Then you got your A and B set. That's where you set your frequency, your offsets. This one's the Alluance HD1 GPS model. So you got these zones for all your contacts, your GPS, RX and TX, step, that's for your frequency step, power, that's for to turn your radio power up or down for transmission. Vox is where you can set to just speak into the radio and then it automatically transmits when it hears audio. Vox level, wide or narrow band, timeout timer, CTCSS or DCS, channel name, you can create a channel name, busy lock, that's where it locks down the transmitter if its channel is busy, shift up or down frequency, shift frequency, color code, that's the color code of the digital repeater, encrypt, we don't use that, encrypt number, we don't use that, DMR mode, that's digital mobile radio, DMR slot, that's your time slots for your digital repeaters. Promiscuous mode, I went over that. That's where if you don't have any contacts programmed in there, that it will tell you the name of the repeater and the person contacting through the repeater. It'll give you all the information. Contacts is where you have your contact list. GPS, contacts, so on and so forth. And you can also send and receive messages. Call log. It's where it logs all your calls and contacts. Radio ID, that's the individual radio ID, so every radio has a radio ID for identification purpose. FM radio, it's got FM broadcast radio. GPS, encryption, we went through all that. But anyway, that's the Alliance HD1, folks. My first video that I posted on here about the RT6, the Retevis RT6, that particular video has the link to our buddies at Retevis has a link to his shop. Please go check out his selection of different radio equipment, antennas, and so on. And tell him who sent you. KF7YEN Steve sent you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Give you further notifications. Hit the bell alongside your video there for more notifications of new upcoming videos. Drop a like, and we will definitely get back to making more videos. Show us how much you support this channel and how you liked it. Thank you for watching.